Let's solve inequalities using the multiplicative inverse, starting with problem number 3. Step 1. Read the inequality. 15 times n is greater than or equal to 60. Step 2. Determine the inverse operation and apply it to both sides. We are trying to solve for the variable n, which means we want to have n all alone on one side of this inequality. Currently, we have a coefficient of 15 that's multiplying to the n, and we need this 15 to turn into a 1. And we can do whatever operation we want as long as we apply it to both sides to keep the inequality balanced. The inverse operation to use is to divide by 15. That will turn this coefficient 15 into a 1. And we need to make sure we use the inverse operation on both sides of our inequality. So 15n divided by 15, and also 60 divided by 15. 15n divided by 15 equals 1n. We know that this will give us just n, so now we're just going to write the variable n. We're going to put the inequality symbol is greater than or equal to, and then 60 divided by 15 equals 4. And that is our solved inequality. How did we use the inverse operation to solve for the variable n? We use the inverse operation divide by 15. This makes the variable alone on one side of the inequality to have a solved inequality. And of course, we divided on both sides by that 15 to make sure that the inequality stayed balanced. Step 3. Graph the solutions. Let's read the solved inequality statement. Starting with the variable, we read solutions are all values, then we read the inequality sign, greater than or equal to, and then we read the starting point value, 4. So our graph is going to start at 4. And because it can be greater than or equal to, we are going to use a closed circle, and that shows that 4 is part of our solution set. And now we also need to include all the numbers greater than 4 as well, so that tells me that we're going to have our arrow come in on this side over here that represents all the values also greater than 4. So 4 does work, and anything bigger than 4 also works as a solution to make this original inequality true. You are now ready to solve the inequality in problem number 4 using the multiplicative inverse to solve for the variable x.